Good morning, good people. Welcome to another edition of Double Innocence with your boy E-Dub. Dropping gems and taking absolutely no prisoners. Now, I've had a little bit of time to actually sit down and think. And before I go any further, I got to send a special shout out to Ticket TV. If none of you guys had the opportunity to watch what this guy has to offer, and you guys like sports, especially basketball, I suggest you give this guy the time of day. That being said, after actually sitting down and thinking about it for a couple of days, I realized I owe LeBron James an apology. Now, before we get too deep into this, my thoughts about LeBron James, the basketball player, has not changed. I stand 10 feet on that. Where I feel I owe LeBron James a little bit of an apology is the simple fact of the matter that I got to respect him as a businessman. All this time I've been thinking about him as a basketball player, but I haven't really been thinking about him as a businessman. And when you take the basketball side out of it and look at the way he's approaching from the business side, you got to have a little bit of respect for him. Wow, that hurts to say coming out of my mouth, but you do have to have a certain amount of respect for this man. I gave my opinion the other day about LeBron James and his son coming into the league, and how is it possible for him to be so sure that he's going to be able to play with his son in the league. But then when you actually sit down and think about it, and like I said, Ticket TV opened my eyes to a lot of different stuff. He has an agency, Clutch Sports, yes? It's basically, they're basically agents for the players in the league. Now, one quick question. If any of us, I was going to say you, but I got to put myself into this particular conversation too. If any of us had a company, owned a company, would we not guarantee our offsprings a job in that company? I mean, don't get me wrong. They would have to go do the schooling. They would have to go learn whatever they had to learn about the company. But at the end of the day, they had a guaranteed spot in my company. Why? Because this is what I'm going to leave to them. So if LeBron James, for whatever reason, does have that power in the NBA to be able to not only make sure his son gets a spot in the NBA, but could also have the opportunity to play with his son in the NBA, how could me or any man throw any kind of shade on that or have a problem with that? Unfortunately, if we find problems with that, then we're actually being haters. Now, I may not always be right, but when I do realize my errors, I think I'm man enough to stand on it. Now, my opinion of LeBron James, the player, has not changed. He plays no defense. And unfortunately, at his age right now, his better days are behind him. He's more of a liability on your team than an asset, in my personal opinion. But as a businessman, as a father, I have to respect him. It may hurt me a little bit to say, but I have to respect him. Because in those areas, think about it. He's done a hell of a lot more in those particular areas than Michael Jordan, then Isaiah Thomas, then a Charles Barkley, then a Shaquille O'Neal. He's basically positioned himself in the NBA where, regardless of anything, almost everything is going to have to go through him at some point in time. The more players he gets to sign to Clutch Sports means that the NBA is going to have to deal with Clutch Sports in order to get players to play for teams in the league. It's that simple. So he's basically put himself in a position where he has a say, whether we like it or not. How could I as a man not respect that? And if I don't respect that, then like I said, I'm just being nothing but a hater. And that's not part of my mechanism. I'm not really trying to be a hater on anything. I have my opinions. Some of my opinions are strong. But it's not based on hate. At least, I hope it's not. So, to the LeBron James fans that might have heard some of my past opinions on LeBron James, let me be the first to apologize to you guys. Because as a businessman, he deserves all the respect in the world. He's running his business. And we could dislike it all we want. The bottom line is, he's taken that time to build his empire. To the point where, if he continues on this pace, it's going to be very untouchable. Every and anybody affiliated with the NBA is going to have to go through LeBron James at some point in time. Any man who's a man, that's a successful businessman, is going to almost guarantee their sons, their daughters, not only a position in that particular company, but a high position. So why is it any different for him? Share, like, and subscribe, people. Tell me what you guys really think. Don't be shy. Put something in the comment section. I know that there's a few of you guys that know me on a personal level and know that the basketball player LeBron James is not exactly one of my favorite people. So, for you guys to actually sit there and watch me eat crow right now, I'm sure you're enjoying this. Enjoy it. That doesn't happen too often. But when it happens, and I gotta own it. I want you guys to have a blessed day today, guys. Today's Tuesday. Day's beautiful out here. And it's not that cold. Double Innocence with your boy E-Dub is